And I just like to go back to the bottle fillers real quick.
Hmm.
And, the not really a place that you would think about Legionella being an issue. So why is it that Legionella is growing there, and how can it be a concern if you're just drinking it, quote unquote?
Sure, sure. So let me take a step back, right? And start this story by saying it was brought to us through this independent consultant, Mike Fair and Fair Solutions. And it was an existing issue with Northwestern University, who were
Hmm.
open, we're obviously open to talk about that pilot and what happened. But through that whole process, nobody ever got hurt or sick, right? And so a lot of times when we talk about Legionella, it can quickly become a scare tactic, or there's a lot of fear involved with it, right? And people often look at cooling towers, mainly
Sure.
because that's where a lot of the publicity has always been. And more importantly, people often discount potable water concerns because you have to aspire, you have to actually breathe in the mist, right? For Legionella to turn into Legionnaire's disease, right? Which is
Hmm.
obviously a really strong form of pneumonia. Um, in the case at Northwestern, it was driven by public perception, but ultimately they uncovered a pretty fundamental flaw to the industry practice. And I would tell you, it goes much broader than just bottle fillers. So if you look at the way in which um, filters or media, are classified, we always jump to our NSF classifications, right? And 53 being a big one for drinking water, specifically focusing on lead. And so if you look at what we use, we being the industry, because we use carbon as well, we just don't use it independently like the industry does. Simple carbon filtration is extremely effective. Think about your refrigerator, think about
Hmm.
pitchers that have been around forever, right? And take it a step back and think about, well, why is it so effective, right? Because carbon is absorptive, right? Highly porous, really absorptive. And if you think about humans, like, we've evolved, right? I mean, you're a heck of a lot tougher than me. I'm not from Texas, right? But at the end of the day, like, if a bear came at us, right, we're probably not going to be able to protect ourselves, right? We've evolved as humans to protect ourselves with our sense of taste and smell, right? You grab the orange juice or the milk and you put it up to your mouth to drink it. If it smells terrible, you know not to drink it. Well, what's happening in there, right? It's bacteria, right? It just grows to a level that you see it. So come back to the Northwestern example, the industry, that top down, bottom up pressure, right? So as you have this general swell amongst a generation that is aging from elementary school, secondary, now into college, saying, look, I'm not going to drink out of that water fountain that's over there. Um, but I've got this Yeti and I want filtered water. So we ended up with bottle fillers, right? A simple solution. The industry reacts to it. And they put filters in there that are designed for drinking water standards, right? Carbon filtration, certified, designed, tested for drinking water standards. But if you go back to that absorptive principle or property of carbon, it's also what puts you in an area of risk. So if you ever looked at carbon under a microscope, Tim, it looks like a crumpled up piece of paper. Lots of nooks and crannies. It's like your Thomas English muffin, right? All those nooks and crannies.
Hmm.
Well, if you put that in a dark environment where that absorptive property is designed to take out things that give you taste and odor, which will make you not want to drink from the water fountain, i.e., your secondary disinfectant. That's what makes it taste like tap water, right?
Hmm.
You're taking that out, but you're not doing anything for the microbiologicals that we all universally, everybody, including your municipal water supply, agrees that there's safe levels of bacteria in your water. Well, what you're doing is you end up leaving those in, creating an environment for them to propagate.